This podcast contains adult language, descriptions of violence, sexual references, and other possibly offensive themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to this episode of Back to the Story, where friends come together to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'll be your DM, Klaus. Let's get started.
When you see God's rust surrounded by armies,
I'm sorry I couldn't buy us more time.
then know that its desolation has come near.
I mean, I have great faith in the gods. I think that no matter what happens, they're going to triumph over this.
Then let those who are upon the pinnacle flee to the mountains.
And it's not really our place to judge, but to serve.
And let those who are inside the city depart.
I think if you gave me a few days, I could learn enough deep speech to try.
And let not those who are out in the forest enter it.
I'm an archaeologist. Disrespecting the dead is kind of what I do.
For these are the days of vengeance,
I just want to know what the fuck I am.
to fulfill all that is written.
Do not heed the visions of false prophets. Do not become what they want you to become.
Alright, Scales. It's up to you now. You've got this.
Cool. Well, we're about to jump in here. First off, we have Noelle again to finish up, well, we'll see, this arc, this session. She does the wonderful and whimsical of slightly magical objects. You can follow her on Twitter, where she posts daily these interesting little magical objects that do little interesting and whimsical things. So give her a follow and check her out. And
At of slightly.
At of slightly, thank you. OFSLIGHTY. The vision coalesces on a winter's night. Dark and starless was the witcher's hour. The skeletal hands of the trees reach up and out like hands from the grave. The eyes strain to exude dim amber light as a woman stumbles wounded through the tangled dead woods. The vision tracks her intermittently, concealed behind passing trees, as she pushes herself up against her limping feet. To move faster and faster and faster, she looks over her shoulder to see the pale lady's face still trailing behind her. We see zooming in the wounded woman's frightened face with matted hair falling loose over dried blood. She looks back over her shoulder before facing forward again. The vision is suddenly filled with a stark white and emotionless pale face as a spiraling stake is plunged into the woman's heart. Remembrance of Eldia on us. Previously, after returning home, the Bronze-Scales quickly find themselves entangled with some of Embershore's more nefarious denizens, discovering missing people, smuggled drugs and equipment, and a district near open rebellion. Amson and Vesper ask Lysander about the winery, but discover something in each other. Felix and Elle forge documents while drinking wine and trying on various outfits, while Ellery and Ball speak to family, see Blue-Eyed Charlie, and play bartender for the night. The next day you met at the Copper Sale to plan, deciding to infiltrate the winery, a luxurious and exclusive lounge owned by one of the wealthy founding families. Your new companion Stitches disguised you all as waiters, and through silvered tongue and a little bit of bewitching perfume, you were able to make your way in. Inside you were blindfolded before being taken down to the cellar. To prepare for a party that evening, you investigated as you pretended to shuffle things about, eventually finding a hidden passage through a vat and down a hallway to a stone chamber filled with bones and bodies. Here you met Orr, a young iron dragon who was serving as a guard dog of sorts, though you convinced him of a path to freedom. As the manacles were taken off the dragon, Stitches found the body of Alston, her fashion mentor and rival, clawed to death by both large and medium claws, the smaller ones leaving a strange mark upon the flesh. Gathering some of his things and broken sunglasses, Stitches steeled herself. We come back to the story here. Looking into the next room through the wrought iron door, you see a few tiefling guards, though notably with no insignias, playing cards around a dim-lit table. As the dragon begins to move towards them, they begin to stand to look. What do you do?
Oh, I thought we were doing prep spells before we got in there.
Yes, we kind of glossed over what you were actually prepping, so now you can see as the tieflings begin to stand, one shouts an order to another. It was like the one in charge with a long dark beard, ram-like horns kind of curling around, shouts to one of them. If you know Infernal, you hear him say, "Go, sound the alarm, now," as one of the tieflings runs off out of your view.
Do I have enough time to try and get a spell off at the one that's running?
Possibly. We're going to, everyone go ahead and roll initiative, then we'll do all your prep spells as if it happened before initiative was rolled.
Got it.
You still get your preps.
Very bad. It was good.
Yeah, mine was pretty bad.
I don't think I have time to get a spell off.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow.
boy, guys.
7, 7, 3, 7, 6.
This is basically a surprise round, but for the ones that got surprised.
Thank God Stitches has some sort of reflex.
Let's have someone at the top. Felix, Vesper, Amson, what's your dex order?
Mine's 16.
16. Yeah, I think we all have the same dex.
Okay. We all can just
No,
pick. I don't really
14.
care.
Oh, he's got 14. Okay, so
Okay.
do you want to go first, Felix?
Sure.
So Felix, Vesper, Amson.
Ellery is like never below 20. I'm concerned.
I am occasionally below 20. I rolled a 3, so...
You only have a 3 modifier? I thought it was higher than that because you always...
I know, I've just had
I guess you
good
just
luck
roll
with
well.
initiative.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Oh, I just realized I would be first anyway. I forgot I had my Stone of Good Luck, so I was 8.
You tricky little bastard.
Is it very dark in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you do have it?
I think so.
Okay.
And I should also have my necklace should be glowing 30 feet.
Okay, I'll make sure that that's occurring. So those bonus spells. I know Ball was poisoning his weapon. Vesper, what were you doing?
I was dependent on Amson if he was doing a Beacon of Hope, or I can do it. But one of us should probably.
Yeah, I was going to Beacon of Hope.
Okay, great. So
That's
I'll set
probably
that
my
spell
best spell, so...
Okay, so Amson doing Beacon of Hope. Vesper, were you prepping something?
I don't believe so. I think I just... Yeah, I don't think so.
Ellery?
No, I don't think I have anything.
Okay. Felix and Stitches.
Felix used a long strider scroll on Ball, and then he uses another scroll on his weapon. I'm going to use Arcane Weapon to add thunder damage to my dagger.
Okay.
Oh, is anybody not wearing armor? I think everybody is, but
The dragon, maybe?
I don't know
what
if it'll actually help, depending on what the dragon already has, but I'm gonna go ahead and cast mage armor on the dragon.
Okay, so that's 13 plus dex?
Yes.
Okay. So you reach out and a shimmering shield forms over the scales as actually he's up for first as Or, this lumbering dragon. You can see what some of the marks on the floor calls by as he drags these heavy wings. It doesn't look like he can fly very well, if at all. Drags him along the ground, leaving ruts in the stone as he charges towards the door. You can see he turns to the side as his tail swings around. You can see it's a long muscular tail, and at the end is almost a big hunk of like this bludgeoning mass of metal as it slams towards the door. Let me roll some damage on that. Not great. Better. And I believe he can get one other attack. Yeah, as he slams into the door, actually just once. You see metal of the wrought-on door crinks in, is kind of half broken. It's not completely off, but you can see the metal is bent inward as he's kind of rushed to the side, swinging his tail around towards it. He's preparing to do so again. But first up is this guy. And he was actually here, but he's going to run. Next. So you guys are in, you guys might have been a little closer, but you guys are in this room with the dragon who is charging the next chamber door. And there appears to be some tiefling guards on the other side who are yelling and running about.
Oh my. I go up behind the dragon. I'm sorry, the door, is there still a door that's locked in front of us?
Yeah, there still is a door, but it has been partially smashed inward. It's still hanging there, You can't quite get it through, but it's halfway broken.
Okay, in that case, I will reach into my little bag and I will grab a lemon drop and I will furiously throw it at the gate and watch as it transforms into an iridescent flame of energy and cast Eldritch Blast at the door twice.
Okay, go ahead and roll attacks on the door.
13 and a natural 1.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage on the first one.
I am also using the invocations to do, what's it called? The agonizing blast, which means I add my charisma modifier, so it does 14 damage.
Okay, so as you conjure these two Eldritch Blasts, slinging them, the first one slams into the door and knocks it back. You see the door flying across the next chamber, slamming into the wall behind it. The second one you're forming and beginning to throw, but you see the dragon's tail is beginning to go for the second slam. The door already gone. You quickly adjust the movement and sling it into the ceiling above. Some dust and rocks kind of falling down on top of your head. Did you want to move, Stitches?
Yes, out of the way. So I will do that.
And that will bring us up to Felix. You're going to be on deck. But first off, we have this tiefling who is going to... you hear a loud crashing sound as this one rushes up to the door. You see him, I think, Stitches, you can see part of him. A tiefling, burlier one with the long black beard and curling ram's horns, the more burly of the sort, has rushed forward, is now standing at the edge of the door, prepared for anyone that's going to enter. And that will bring us up to Felix, as they are moving around.
All right. Try and move. So I can see both of the... Oh, the blue one's gone, but... so I can see the guy standing readied at the door from this angle. Do I have a shot to throw my dagger at him?
You would have a cover bonus, but you could take a shot at it.
Yeah, let's try it out.
He's kind of placed against the wall, so you can see a little bit of him, so you might be able to hit his shoulder.
You know what? How about we do this instead? I will summon Aeon as a bonus action on the other side of him, and then through him I will do information overload, so he has to make an intelligence save.
That's a 10.
So that will fail. So he is going to take... Where is it? 11 psychic damage, and the next attack against him has advantage.
So you see him barely kind of as he's pressed up against the wall, ready for someone to enter, a weapon raised kind of over his head. Suddenly Aeon appears behind him. He kind of looks over, and suddenly you see him blinking, nosebleed forming as he kind of swats away at the image, trying to step backwards, but that wall is right behind him. You see he's dizzy and kind of swaying from side to side. And as you move, there'll be Vesper.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to go 30. I'm going to get right in the doorway. And I can just make out this guy, so I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon right next to him. That's
with advantage.
Oh, right. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, thank God. Okay, that's a 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, which is... I have not done combat for a little while. It's been a hot sec. That's going to be 7 force damage.
Okay. Your token is in a weird spot for me, but wherever you actually are sounds good. It shows you under the dragon, but...
Oh, weird. Should be, like, in the doorway right beside it.
Or just move yourself to one square to the side and then put yourself back. Yep. And that should kind of fix it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. No big deal. As you conjure up the assumed spectral bow, it draws back, releasing an arrow towards him. He's still swaying from side to side as it slams into him, past his plate and shield. As he's kind of knocked back against the wall once more, it kind of shakes him loose from that overload as he looks over, the blood trickling into his beard. Now preparing to charge. He looks roughed up, but also pissed off. Amson?
Hang on. I still have an action.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can cast a cantrip with an action, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on that same one that I just hit then.
Is that
So he
con?
needs to make a wisdom.
Shit. Bad.
Okay. It's just 2d12. This is wounded. 11 extra damage. Necrotic.
You can see the sudden wounds from his nose and from his left shoulder where the bow hit suddenly spurt out blood and tear open as he almost falls to his knees to the pain, but kind of struggles gripping his axe, throwing his shield to the ground and gripping his axe in two hands. He's not going to last much longer.
That would be my turn.
Amson.
I don't know what to do. Okay. Okay, so that's 20 to get behind Vesper, kind of in the doorway. It's combat, y'all. Alright. I can kind of see this guy just behind the door. I think that's the same one that Vesper cast Spiritual Weapon against.
Yeah, you can kind of see just barely a figure kind of shifting from being hit with various attacks.
Okay. I guess I'll try to hit him with Vicious Mockery, so he gets a Wisdom save.
Bad.
Has he said anything?
In some stuff in Infernal, but he's basically just growling now, preparing to charge.
Okay, then, since the only thing I can really see is his ankles, I'm gonna say, your ankles are thicker than your low bone accent, through the doorway from behind Vesper. And so he takes, that dropped all the way across the room, 7 points of psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move 10 feet, kinda beside L, or Stitches, out of the way of everybody else. And that's my turn.
Okay. As you yell at him, he kind of looks confused for a moment, trying to decipher what you said before taking it as an insult and rushing towards Vesper. He's charging, axe over his head, distracted by you momentarily, Amson. He suddenly hits something, his shin, as the broken metal wrought iron door slams into his leg, and he trips over it, face first into the ground. You see the pool of blood from his bleeding nose spreading out under him.
I almost feel bad for this guy. Almost.
And at that moment, this other character is going to take a shot at you, Vesper. You have a pretty significant cover bonus, but he rolled decently. That's a 19. You have +5 to your AC.
That will not hit me.
Okay. So a javelin kind of ricochets off one of the walls, breaks, and lands at your feet. And that will bring us up to Ellery now.
Okay, I can barely see something down there, but I'm going to move closer to see if I can get a better vantage point. From where I am, does it seem like I could have any chance of getting a shot at either blue or green?
Slim on both. The green, he's actually on a raised platform, so you can maybe just barely see his feet. The blue, you can maybe see his shoulder. And you're kind of standing behind the dragon as well, so it's harder to see from that specific location. But you know someone's there, but it's going to be hard to get a shot off.
Well, I think I can spare the spell slot. I am going to go ahead and cast Storm Sphere in that next room, centered as far back as I can see, which is about there, so it should originate at the back of the room from what I can see, which means anyone within a 20-foot radius needs to make a strength save.
So that is a 19 on blue, or I'm sorry, it's 19 plus something, and bad on the second.
Okay,
so 1 success, 1 failure.
Then the one that succeeded takes no damage. The other one takes 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. As the storm suddenly erupts in the next chamber over, pieces of broken the door, crates, rocks are slowly being slung around, slamming into things and hitting this guy. See if it might hit the third guy. Not quite.
Okay. Can I tell which one got hit? Blue or green?
It's hard to tell with the storm there now.
Okay,
and it being such a quick thing, you might be able to tell for sure next round.
In that case, I will use my bonus action to send lightning at the one whose feet I can see, which I guess is green.
Okay.
That is 25.
Yeah, it is.
And then... Wow. 22 points of lightning damage.
Sudden blinding flash of light that blinds you for a moment as it slams into one of them. As the one standing on the platform slowly is like reaching up towards the door handle. Anything else for you, Ellery? Otherwise, that'll bring us to Ball.
That is it for me. Oh, actually, I'm just going to try and make things a little bit easier if Ball is trying to move through and move a few feet to the side.
Okay. That'll bring us up to Ball.
Did we come from the north area on this map?
You did.
Is it clear? Is this another doorway or pathway?
Looks like it.
Is it clear what's beyond that?
You can quickly glancing down. Looks like a hallway before darkness envelops it. You can get closer to perceive more, but that's all you can see from just a cursory glance.
Okay, I think I'll do that because it's a little crowded at the door.
Okay.
So that's 20 feet of movement. I guess I won't be able to see much, but maybe if do you need me to take an action to listen, for example?
Did you want to, take an action to roll a perception check? Otherwise, I can give you a little bit more info from you just getting closer, spinning movement, but not much more.
Are you able to give me a little bit more for me to decide whether I want to use my action?
Getting this close, you can see there's the wrought-iron door locked, similar to the other door that the dragon busted open. Beyond it is a hallway. It gets dark pretty quick. There's no torches as far as you can see. The other extra info you get is the walls are rough cut. They don't look manufactured. They just look like almost a mine shaft.
I think Ball's just going to try to break down this door.
Okay.
I mean, otherwise, Ball's going to spend 3 turns just trying to move through people.
Sure. So you can either roll an attack roll with your weapon, or you can try to kick it down with an athletics. Your choice.
I'm going to try to kick it down.
Sure. Roll an athletics for me.
That's a 13.
So you slam your big giant foot into it. The metal bends, but it's hard, thick metal. So it bends in a little bit, but it's probably going to take a few more kicks for you to break it down completely. But it is breakdownable.
I think Ball is going to take a few steps back so we can get ready to do like a running kick next round.
Okay. That'll bring us up to the dragon, which can't do much where it is, so it's basically going to ready in action. That'll bring us up to the wounded guy. When they start their turn in the area, do they have to do something?
When it ends its turn there. Any creature that ends its turn in the sphere.
Okay. Okay, so he is going to unlock the door. This guy's going to use his action. The one who's barely alive is kind of reaching up towards the doorknob, slams a key, and it turns it over as the door kind of flies back. You hear, and he is going to go ahead and roll damage. Can't get out of it.
He makes a strength save.
14.
Nope. So then that's only 5 damage this time.
Okay. That would bring us up to Stitches.
Stitches, her heart is pounding and she is kind of hyperventilating a little bit because a lot is happening. And then behind her, Ball is making a really, really loud noise. So she's going to move up to kind of see what he's doing. And is the guy on the ground dead? In front of Vesper?
Yes. There is. He seems to be. He's face down on the ground, blood pooling from his body.
Stitches is kind of freaking out, and she would like to hold her action to send some Eldritch Blast if anyone gets through the door.
Okay. So conjuring up this Eldritch energy, holding it in your hand, preparing. And this guy's going to get the hell out of this. And that will bring us up to Felix.
Alright, Felix is moving very slowly as my computer is balls. So that was 5. I think I can get just to there. So I'll run to there, and then at green, I will throw my dagger at him.
Okay. How much speed do you have? 35?
Oh, difficult terrain, so I'm still in the sphere.
15, 25.
I just have 30.
Okay. Yes, he'd still be in the sphere. But you can still throw your dagger at him. The table has been flipped, so he has a little cover, not much, though.
Alright. So that is... that's 25.
It's absolutely hits.
And then the second will be higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a D4. What's a D6? 8 piercing damage and 1 thunder, and then 6 piercing damage and 4 thunder.
Okay, so as you burst through the door into the storm, you kind of push through it, slinging the dagger that slams into him. And do you draw it back in order to throw it a second time?
Yeah, it automatically returns after each attack.
Appears in your hand as you throw it again, slamming into him twice before it reverts back in your hand. He kind of is taking the hits, kind of push back, gritting his teeth against it, this kind of younger tiefling, before he aims the crossbow towards you and fires.
As he's doing that with my bonus action, I'm moving Aeon towards the blue one.
Okay. And that is a 21 to hit.
That will just hit.
12 piercing damage. A crossbow bolt from the heavy crossbow slams into your shoulder, digging into the cartilage.
I'll make my Warcaster check. I'm good.
Okay. And that will bring us to Vesper.
Did he end his turn in the sphere?
I did.
Felix
so
did.
Strength save. Nope. Do my damage.
Okay. That's 6.
Alright. So, a little battered, but made my other concentration check.
Okay, so the storm is still circling, and that'll bring us to Vesper, standing in the doorway besides the Iron Dragon.
So, knowing that we need information, I'm going to lean down and grab this guy by the front of his armor, and I'm going to cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay, let me roll death save since it... No, he didn't die in time, so it wouldn't matter. Okay, yeah, you spare the dying.
So I'm going to spare the dying, and then I'm going to haul his body, like, right here out of the doorway.
Okay, that's doable. But you can do it.
Okay. And I'm not sure I want to get back in that room. That's half speed, right?
Yeah, so that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to get him there.
So then I'm going to go... I can just step over him, though, right, for regular?
Yeah, regular. He's not big enough to cause a problem.
10... Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to use my bonus action to dash. I'm going to go 5, 15... Oh, shit. 25... Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm going to get here right on the edge of the sphere, and that's where I'm ending my turn. So it's a strength save?
Yes.
Oof. 8.
Okay.
Hit me.
And a 18, does that hit you?
Yes, it does.
I apologize for this, but that's 12 points of bludgeoning damage for Vesper.
Okay.
As the storm lifts up rocks that slam into you, and then 6 piercing damage as a javelin comes from the tiefling to your left, slamming into your side.
I'm good. It's all Gucci.
That will bring us up to Amson.
All right. Don't die on my computer as I move 10 feet to the right, 5 feet down into the doorway, and I can kind of see the green guy. Is he hiding behind like a knocked over table or something?
Yeah, the table's on its side. He's behind. He has a little bit of cover, not much. Felix is kind of in the way from your current location, but you can see he's there through the storm.
Okay, well, as long as I can see him, I'll just shoot a magic missile at him so that I don't have to roll anything.
Okay, roll damage.
Alright, so that's 3d4 plus 3, because first level. Ah, nice! That's 4, 8, 11, 14 points of force damage.
Alright, so Amson, you kind of get just to the edge of this room as these magical darts slamming into him, easily just swirling around the table and the storm. He is being knocked back. You see he's like on his heels trying to keep standing. Eyes still open though. Anything else for you, Amson?
I will move back out of the way again. I'm kind of behind the corner. back where I was.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Ellery.
Okay. I don't think there's a place that I can thunderstep from without hurting people I don't want to hurt. So I'm going to move towards the doorway. I can't see anything. 25. Okay, now I can see green. And
you see a heavily wounded tiefling on his heels, about to fall over, but still standing behind a table that's been knocked over.
Bonus action, I'm going to send some lightning at him from the storm sphere.
Okay.
That is 24 to hit.
Hits.
18 points of lightning damage.
The lightning cracks, slams into his chest as it knocks him into the air, as he slams into the wall behind him and slides down it before falling over to the side, unmoving.
I am going to drop the storm sphere and take 5 more feet into the room. Okay, so now I see the other one behind Vesper. So I will... How much cover does he have behind Vesper from where I am?
Essentially total cover. I mean, you can tell he's behind there, but he more or less has total cover.
So, yeah, I'm going to use my action to dash then, to get in between him and those steps going up.
Give me a athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay. Not a great roll, but 14 total?
That's enough. Just to hop up onto the stairs without tripping. You're able to get to that location, turning to meet him.
Okay.
So that's Ellery. That brings up the Ball.
Does he get an opportunity attack?
He's already used his reaction against Vesper.
So with being total darkness around Ball is going to flex his bicep and activate his ruby crown, causing it to burst into flames and give him bright light in a 20-foot radius and 20 feet of dim light beyond that. And then he's going to... I can't recall at some point, was the dragon talking in common at any point, or was it all in draconic?
Draconic.
Okay. Ball will try anyways and ask the dragon. We'll look to the dragon and say, "Dragon, do you know what's this way?" And he'll pause just for a moment to see if the dragon responds.
It kind of looks over its shoulder and realizes you're addressing it. And says something in another language you don't understand before kind of turning back towards the front.
Can we hear it in the room?
Yeah, he essentially says, "What? Not now."
Well, Ball will then use his running start to try to running kick the door.
Oh yeah, athletics at advantage.
Perfect. 15 and then 24.
As you slam into the door, the metal goes flying down, slamming into the ground behind it. A few pieces of the door clanging against the stone down the hallway. You've broken down the door completely. And looking down, you can see a long, dark hallway, no torches. It quickly is enveloped by the light, but your burning bicep band illuminates it somewhat further as you see this long corridor that goes at least 40 feet, if not longer than that. And it's again rough cut on the sides.
Ball's going to continue to press through. Can he squeeze through, or?
You would have to squeeze. It is very narrow. Even for medium-sized creatures, it's kind of like almost shoulder to shoulder touching the walls.
Okay, so that counts as basically half movement, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so I've used 15. I have 20 left because of Longstrider. So that would be 10. So 1, 2, that much. That's all I can do.
And again, you just see the light bouncing off the stone down the distance. Anything else for you, Paul?
That's all I can do.
Okay. Stitches, you're on deck as the dragon is going to try. The dragon's going to get into the next room, but it had to squeeze through, and that's all I can do. That brings up to Stitches.
Stitches kind of is now looking at both directions and seeing everyone else seems to know exactly what they're doing, and they're going in two different directions, and she'll say, "Guys," and she's going to move a little bit back into the center of the room just to try to keep an eye on both directions and what's going on, because she still has no idea what's going on and what they're doing and is freaking out a little bit. So she's going to move there. And again, just kind of roll some lemon drops in her hands and hold her Eldritch Blast in case anyone comes anywhere near.
Okay. So you have the Eldritch energy prepared, looking around for any threat. That will bring us up to this guy that is going to grab towards you, Ellery. So make an acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay. It's acrobatics always. 13.
He grabs you by the clothes and then slings you to the side. He's going to knock you over that way.
Okay.
Begins to charge around. So he would invoke attack of opportunity.
I don't have my dagger out, but I could throw a punch.
You could try to punch him. Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
What am I even adding to that?
D20 plus strength.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is going to go well, but we'll see. That's a natural 19.
Yeah,
which is a 19.
And that's one plus, what's your strength modifier?
0.
Do 1 point of damage, just slap him as he begins and runs off. He gets right there. This is as far as he can go. Felix, there's now a dragon in the room that just squeezed through the doorway.
Okay. So Felix is gonna move. If I were to be standing just below Vesper, would I have a clear shot at the tiefling?
Yeah. Once you're in this room, he's elevated. He's about 6 feet up or so. But yeah, you would have a straight shot at him.
Great. My token's trying to get there. I'm just going to roll. So 2 more throws of the returning dagger. That's a 25 again.
Absolutely.
Wait, I rolled with advantage because I'm an idiot. Let's just redo that entirely. That is not going to hit. That's only an 11.
No.
And a 12. I was punched.
No. So you squeeze through and get there, slinging the dagger as it returns back to you. It just clinks off the armor, not able to find a chink, and he's wearing chainmail as he's rushing towards the now open door. Felix.
And then again, bonus action to move Aeon 20 feet. Based on where I'm imagining him, I'll put him on the map.
I trust you. It's fine.
That is my turn. Or I think I have a couple more feet to move, but that's my turn.
Okay. Felix, Vesper, and Ellery, you can kind of see, though the angle's not great because you're lower, the doorway was not wrought iron that's now open. It was like solid reinforced wood with iron bars reinforcing it, now slung open as this tiefling is making a run for it. That brings us up to Vesper.
How tall is this platform above us?
It's only about 6 feet.
Okay, cool. So bonus action, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon here and attack with it.
Okay.
17?
That will hit.
Hell yeah. Max damage is... I can never remember my math. 11 points of force damage.
Okay. The blow flies up, slinging a spectral arrow into him as he's rushing out.
And what would it take for me to just run straight ahead and get up there onto the platform?
A athletics check to quickly climb it. Or to see if you can quickly climb it.
Can't parkour it.
You can, the DC will be higher. So you can...
Yeah, I'll do that.
But it'll be higher, essentially.
Cool. I'll do that. I'm going to try and get up here. So... Does a 27 do it?
Yeah, the 27.
Hell yeah.
You park or run up Laura Croft style up the wall.
And just get in his way.
Sure. That will bring us up.
Can I use an interaction still?
Yes, but first he's going to use his reaction to try to murder you.
Okay.
He's going to use his murder spell.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
That will do it.
And that is with the maul. So he has this big, heavy, two-handed maul that he slings towards you. That is 10 bludgeoning damage as he slams into your side as you're briefly thrown against the wall to the side. And what are you interacting with?
I'm just going to draw my rapier, so I have it prepared.
Sure. Pull that out. Amson.
Okay, Amson's gonna look over back at Ball, trying to squeeze through the other corridor, and he's gonna call out, Ball, we're going the other way, as he walked into the room right behind the dragon. So Ball's going the other way, guys. And then, that's all my movement. Behind the dragon, I can kind of see down the corridor a little bit. I can't really see anything else. Okay, lovely. What's this cage thing here? Is there somebody inside it?
I know that is the broken and shattered door that was thrown back.
Oh, okay. Gosh, I don't know. Where's Vesper? Is she underneath the...
She must be underneath a token,
Yeah,
but
might be
she's
under
up
the
there on
bow.
the platform next to the tiefling that's trying to escape.
Oh, okay. What's Vesper's health like right now?
Not quite bloodied. I'm at 50 out of 78.
Okay. Amson will second level healing word her then. Why not?
Thanks.
That's... Unfortunately, I rolled ones this time.
You have beacon of hope.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. You get full. So that is 11 health.
Sweet.
What voice was that?
It's my subtle rules reminder voice. It was.
I love that George keeps up with that, because I can't be bothered. I forget everything.
And then I guess
Amson, what's
Amson
up?
will use his action. To run a little bit further into the room.
Okay.
Kind of in the corner of the room in front of Ellery and Felix. So that's my turn.
Okay. That will bring us up to Ellery. Ball's on deck.
Okay. I am going to just Eldritch Blast this asshole. And as I cast it, I'm going to just say, fuck you in Infernal. So that's
Dope.
1. Yeesh. Does an 11 hit?
No, it does not.
So the first one does not hit. How about a 17?
That will hit.
Okay. If I can find the right die for this. So that's 6 points of force damage.
Okay. As the energy slams into him, the first one hitting, glancing off his back, the other one slamming him now into the wall as he and Vesper recover at the same time. Are you moving? Otherwise, that'll bring us to Ball.
I think I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay, Ball. You are squeezed into a tunnel.
Ball is going to try to look back behind him and tell Amson, well, the dragon won't tell me what's this way. I'll just check really quickly. I'll be back in a moment. Of course, I imagine Ball being unable to really turn his head because he's probably very stuck.
Mm.
But then with the implication being that Ball should hurry up, Ball is going to get frustrated trying to squeeze his way through here and will cast Fire Form as a bonus action using 2 sorcery points. And then that makes him can fit through something as small as an inch or something like that. And it doubles his move speed. So I'm going to start moving through.
Roger, keep your token there. What would your speed be? If I'll tell you, I'll describe it. It'll be easier.
It would be 70.
Okay. Are you going to dash down there, or are you just going to go part of the way and see?
I was saving my action to dash if I needed to.
If you need to, okay.
Yeah.
So you go 70 feet not dashing?
Correct.
Okay.
I still have the action if I need to. So I'm going to basically keep going.
See what's down. Okay.
Yeah.
So you burst into flames, darting forward, now very quickly rushing down the tunnel that is slowly goes down and then begins to slow curve to the right. Very slight curve. You can hardly notice it, but you go 70 feet down. By the end of that 70 feet, you see the tunnel just continues. Same tunnel, no torches, just goes before the light no longer illuminates it.
I think 70 feet seems like a lot, but when you're moving that fast, maybe it doesn't. So Ball's going to use his action to dash further. Let's see what there is.
So another 70 feet flying down. You continue as the tunnel curves a bit to the right, very slight curve, and goes down a little bit further. You get now 140 feet from where you were, and same thing. The tunnel just continues very similarly as far as you can see.
Well, this worked out as planned. So with my bonus action and my action and all my move speed being used, Ball's turn will end with him, trying to peer as far ahead as possible.
Okay, and so now you kind of revert back into ball form, suddenly squeeze to the side as you contemplate your next move. That'll bring us up to the dragon. She's going to shift. Bastard. That's going to hit, and that's going to deal 8 damage. Not great, but then I need to roll a D100. Okay. The dragon reaches its large, wide skull up towards the legs of the running tiefling, biting him, releasing. But as he releases, the armor along his legs are crumpled in, and then the dragon partially rips them off. So the armor is damaged at this point. The tiefling's still standing, but that will bring us up to Stitches.
Okay, Stitches, who was keeping an eye on Ball, who suddenly turned into a wind of fire and bolted away from her, figures that he probably has himself covered just fine, and realizes that she is now very much alone in this disgusting, scary room, and is going to hurry herself 10, 25. I think she gets right in here and takes a second to adjust her surroundings and sees. So she kind of sees through the dragon and sees there's that one tiefling next to Vesper.
Yeah, you can tell he's there, but the dragon's blocking most of your view to him. But you can kind of tell he's in that vicinity.
Okay. Then
his shoulder and head is sticking up above the dragon since he's on that platform.
And I'm gonna look at him and I am gonna shout, "Words can't describe your outfit, so I'm just going to throw up," and cast Vicious Mockery.
That's an 8.
That fails. So that is 5 points of psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. And that will bring us up to him. He is heavily wounded as he's recovering from the attack of the dragon. Kind of looks around, seeing everyone collapsing in, surrounding him. He's going to lean back and try to Sparta kick you, Vesper. So make a acrobatics or athletics check.
Absolutely acrobatics. 17?
16. So he leans back, kicks out towards you, kicks you into your stomach. You momentarily lose your breath. You grab his leg and maintain your footing, and as you recover, so do you. So you prevented him from basically kicking you backwards. And so now he's going to... He just starts yelling. He kind of not quite drops his guard, but he just kind of puts his back against the wall and just starts yelling. Felix.
We need to cut that out. So I'm going to throw my dagger at him again. First attack is another 12. Second attack, better, 19.
That hits.
All right. So that is max damage. So 8 piercing and 6 thunder. 14 total.
Yeah, so how do you kill him as he's just yelling back against the wall, weapon up?
I throw the first dagger, which misses entirely, and just get frustrated and kind of blink it back, breathe, and get him right in the throat. And the dagger sticks there for a minute before I blink it back.
Okay. So as the dagger sticks into his throat, the yelling is suddenly cut off. As blood is pouring out before the dagger flies back into your hand, clean of blood, as he falls to his knees and then falls over, flipping off the raised platform onto the ground.
And I'm going to have Aeon keep going forward and keep a lookout for if anything's coming down from that hallway.
Sure.
Did I hear what he was yelling, or was it just wordless?
He was just yelling, wordless.
Okay.
So a few moments go by. No immediate action is taken against you. There's just a few dead, bleeding out tieflings on the ground as the dragon is kind of growling and moving around.
I would like to grab this one in the hall and pull him back into this room. That's possibly.
Yeah, okay. You can do that.
Cool. And then shut the doors.
Okay. Yeah, you do that as well.
I will check on Ball.
Yeah, I was
through the bag.
Going to ask Stitches, hey, where's Ball?
He kind of turned, he fire or something, and he went that way, and I point back down the hall.
I'm assuming he moved very fast when he did this?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because he turns, like, he bursts into flame a lot, so... Anyway. I then look at the dragon at Orr, and I'm gonna try something. I'm going to speak in Infernal and say, have you picked up any of their language while you've been here?
It is what they speak most to me.
Okay, so that's 3 of us who can talk to you now.
My father told it to me, a bastard.
Your father?
Yes.
Well,
We need to go. They will come.
What
The
does...
one with claws will come.
What does he look like, your father?
Like these, but blue.
Well, I will agree with you on the bastard part. Did you give him those marks on his face?
When I was young.
Good for you.
You can see he kind of tilts his head down as he's kind of like conflicted about whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. He was raised by this person he calls father, and yet he still sees it as a negative thing, but also a positive thing. So, as you're having this conversation, Ball, I presume you're making your way back, or do you continue?
Ball can't on the first turn because when he looks behind him, there is a very long trail of fire that will end at the end of his turn. So he will use his action to take out a torch and light it and just kind of throw it as far as he can up ahead and see if he sees anything.
It eventually lands again. A long hallway continues more or less the same direction.
To clarify, Felix, did you call out to Ball using your special bags?
Yeah. Once you're gone, I'll just, as I'm getting healed by Vesper, hey, you coming back?
So after Ball throws this torch and just sees that it's kind of endless, you'll kind of audibly, or in your mind audibly, hear Ball sigh and say, "I'll be just a moment." And then starts to kind of try to turn himself around so he can start to make his return back to the group. And when I say just a moment, 140 feet when you're squeezed might take, I don't know, I'll do the math, but that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Yes, it takes Ball a couple minutes or so to get out as Roger's doing the math, but eventually I can gather back. We're about to move towards our break, but what are y'all doing as we continue? So Ellery was talking to the dragon. What are the rest of you doing? You've pulled Vesper, the body of the leader tiefling, into the room.
Yes, and then closed the door and ran to Felix, who's hurt, and I'm healing him before Beacon of Hope goes away. I'm using my healer's kit.
Sure.
Is anyone else injured in the room? Or is it just me and Felix?
Not physically, but Stitches is having a moment.
I don't have a great bedside manner. I can't help with that. I'm just a medic. But if everyone else is fine, then I think I'm good. So yeah, I'll just heal Felix.
As we're waiting for Ball, I will ask Orr, do you know anything about what's up ahead?
More like these, but not taller, stronger. There's a flying one as well, and the man with claws.
I'll turn to the group. All right. I can have Aeon scout ahead. He is not subtle.
A flying head isn't subtle?
No, but it is not technically alive or physical, so they can't really do anything to it.
they'll just know for sure that we're here, even if they haven't heard the commotion over here.
Correct. Just making sure you know it's an option. I'm able to cast a limited number of spells through him as well, so if we want to just make them run away, I might be able to accomplish something. Regardless, I think we should get moving soon, either path we take.
Great. And I spared one of the tieflings, so we can ask him questions later. He's in the other room. Do we want him awake yet, or do we want to wait? At the most, he'll be out 4 hours, at the least one. Did a number on him?
It depends. Are we thinking the information will be worth the time we lose? And getting him to cooperate when we did just storm in here, almost murder him, and definitely murder his friends.
Do we haul him along with us?
That seems like a lot of extra effort. Should we tie him up and just leave him?
Well, if it's anything like that elevator, and he'll look at Ellery, and Ball will say, might not be a bad idea to have a body in front of us. And if it's silent, then Ball will clarify and say,
yeah, and Ellery's...
So that the arrows hit the dead body, yeah. Not me.
Ellery is nodding his ball, says this.
Okay, first of all, ew. I will go first. Okay?
I would rather you don't get hit either.
Sure. Yeah, no offense, you're pretty fragile.
Trust me, I have a way of defending myself.
Maybe I'll go first.
Were any of you... Sorry.
Go run into a corner again.
Always go, Ball.
Were any of you able to see how far that hallway goes before you close the doors, Vesper?
I think so. It's closed now, so I can't see on the map, Klaus, but I should have seen... I thought I saw the end of it.
It wasn't too far as you close the door. It looks like it only goes maybe 20 feet, and there was a maybe 15 by 15 room, and then that's all you saw from there.
I'll describe that.
I still think it's a good idea to either let my head, which is floating in the hallway, if I pop my vision into that, is anybody looking down it? No? Okay. I can go first. Trust me. I am more than capable of taking a couple hits. And hopefully I won't have to.
I don't mind letting you go first.
I'll just smile at her.
I smile back. We're best friends.
As everyone's talking, Stitches is going around casting prestidigitation on everyone so that their waiters' uniforms are all clean of blood and rips and tears, so they look like normal waiters again. Conceivably, maybe lost. She doesn't know, but she's trying to help.
Oh, we're just a little lost. We murdered a bunch of people, but that's because we
tripped
were
and
lost.
did a murder.
So these waiters, is y'all's plan for Felix to go ahead, led by the head, essentially?
So.
Okay.
Is there any way of making Aeon invisible?
No, it is not a creature. It is always there, and it glows in 5 feet of dim light.
Can you put like a cloth over him?
It's pink, right?
Yep. It's incorporeal, pink, floating, glowing head.
You know what?
So,
I think let's... How...
I can put it away.
They already know we're coming anyway.
Yeah, a scream would have definitely been heard in that next room, so they're prepared.
I don't think the subtle approach is going to work very well under the circumstances. So let's shall.
So my question as we start heading into this hallway are 2 big boys. Where should we put them so they're not in anyone's way, but that they're not also stuck behind us all? It's going to be one or the other.
I'll get as far into the room as I can to try and draw their attention that way. But I don't know. Maybe Ball in the middle, Dragon at the back. I know that. No offense to the Dragon. You are immensely powerful and gracious being. However, I think our ability to fight at range is going to be more useful in this fight, and I would hate for anything to happen to our new friend.
I'm not going closer to the claws. And we'll stay back here.
Oh.
And we'll watch them back.
Claws. Lovely.
Don't let them touch you.
That's the plan, big boy.
Scoffs, turns, knocking shit over with its wings as it begins to squeeze back into the room you found him in.
Stitches very tentatively offers it a lemon drop.
It opens its mouth, this wide, almost like a hippo's mouth. It's wide and large and flat skull almost. It opens up. You can smell the hot breath, the saliva dripping between these jagged black iron teeth. You pop it in. In 2 bites, it crunches, grunts to you, and continues on its way. So you guys are going down the hall. Felix up front. What's the marching order?
I'll go second.
Then Ball, maybe.
I sounded like you guys relegated me to the back.
Yeah, I
you
guess.
guys are saying so big. So we'll just, it is what it is. Ball will go in the back, and then Ball
sure?
can always, Ball might scorch a couple people on his way out if he really needs to, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Felix, Ellery.
Then Vesper. Probably. I don't want to know how much we're going to go.
Amson after Vesper, yeah.
Come on. Stitches and then Ball. Okay. So you guys begin to move as Felix opens up the door.
Right before that, maybe, but just as we're prepping and all this prestidigitation and planning is going on, Ball will just ask one of them to ask the dragon, where did that path lead anyway?
It responds to whoever speaks the language.
I don't know. People, they come and go from their passage.
To the surface?
I've not been down it.
When Ball was there, did he feel like it went upwards at all, or did it only just kind of bend to the right?
It bent to the right a little bit and initially went down a bit before it flattened out. And then mostly just kind of went straight, slightly right here and there. It didn't go really deep. It went deep initially, but then stopped.
Okay, Ball won't really comment further. Just kind of, maybe he'll just keep his thoughts to himself on it. And then go back to, that'd be the end of that interlude.
Okay. So as you guys begin to move forward and Felix opens the door, and then Felix, are you sending your head again or no? It sounded like no, but
I would actually like to dismiss him until I can see into the hallway, and then I'm going to summon him and peer through an eye on the turn before I jump in.
Cool. Okay. So we will take a break and we'll come back with y'all exploring the next hall. You want to come back at 45? Is 10 minutes enough, or do you need more?
That's enough for me.
10. Complaints? Hate it? Love it? Okay. 10 minutes.
Next time on Back to the Story.
Behind the table on the other side of the room is a double doorway. And Stitches, you detect an immense amount of magic coming from that room. I've changed my mind. I want you to stay for dinner. Please. Have a seat. And Amson, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Momentarily distracted by a ball, he shows his back to you. You use that as an opportunity to plunge the dagger towards him, and it hits and doesn't sink in.
For part 2 of this episode of Back to the Story, you can find it on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. We also have a YouTube channel called Back to the Story, an actual play podcast. If you'd like to support the show, feel free to buy us a coffee at ko-fi.com/backtothestory.